Mr. Stanley, you're on.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Thank you for holding this important hearing, and to Assistant Secretary Connor and General Spellman. It's good to see both of you again. General Spellman, you were last before this committee in June, and at that time I submitted a series of questions on the Rio de Flag project in Flagstaff, Arizona. Unfortunately, nearly 7 months later, we have not yet received a response on this, on our questions. This is an incredibly important flood control project in my state. So obviously there's frustration with the lack of response to our query. I expect the Corps to respond to me and all the other members of this committee in a timely manner. I just want to stop right here and give you an opportunity to respond.
Sir, I will go track down your letter as soon as we adjourn here, and we will get your response as soon as possible. I apologize.
I appreciate that greatly. It is important that when members of Congress do provide queries, particularly after hearings, that we get immediate or timely responses. Assistant Secretary Connor, I did appreciate our conversation last month, and one important issue that we discussed was the importance of federal investment in environmental infrastructure to help small, rural, and tribal communities address their aging water and wastewater systems. My top priority is to ensure that the authority I secured for Arizona in the 2020 WRDA receives federal investment it needs so that communities can tackle their water infrastructure challenges. I appreciate the Corps allocating funds in fiscal year 21 work plan to advance the first project under the authority, a very important waterline project for the Pasquayaqui tribe. Great progress is being made on this progress that will bring non-potable water to the reservation so the tribe can conserve its precious and limited potable water. To date, more than a dozen communities in the Yavapai Apache Nation have expressed interest in this program, outlining more than $70 million in needed water and wastewater projects. So I look forward to working closely with you to ensure federal funds are allocated to advance these critically important projects. And although Arizona is a desert state, it is no stranger to flooding, and there are several projects that need the Corps support. The Tres Rios ecosystem restoration to help ensure the Salt and Gila River corridors, feasibility studies for the Cave Buttes Dam and Agua Fria Wash to address dam safety and strengthen flood protection for more than 1 million residents in Maricopa County, and the Little Colorado at Winslow Flood Control Project, where nearly a quarter of residents live in poverty, and critical services, including the hospital, assisted living center, emergency services, and schools, are directly in the 100-year floodplain. The bipartisan infrastructure law provides the Corps with substantial resources for investigations, construction, and environmental infrastructure. And it's my expectation that Arizona, which hasn't done too well in previous work plans, will finally see some significant movement and support on these long-awaited and important projects. In the time I have remaining, I would just open it up for any comments from you or General Spellman on these critically important Arizona projects.
So I'll start very quickly and leave time for General Spellman. As per our conversation, I enjoyed that. Obviously, I understand the risk to Arizona from a water supply perspective, given your location in the Colorado River Basin and all that entails. So I was impressed at the need and the use that you've identified for the environmental infrastructure activities, and it's great to have Arizona added to the 595 program. I was amazed at when your staff set over the list how much there's pent-up demand for the use of that EI program in Arizona, and it just is a result of the risk that's involved in water supplies. I would just say I think there's a lot of good work here in Arizona teed up to get multiple benefits. You are prone to floods. That has, we need to be looking at that with an eye towards water supply to address the wholesale risk. So look forward to working with you and your team.
Sir, I'll just quickly add on EI, we have 39 projects in the queue, as you said, just over $70 million. We'll make our best technical argument if we're offered a 22 work plan to advance those projects. So real quick on Tres Rios, last time I told you we had some perception problems with this project. We have aligned with both the Gila Indian community and the city on a way forward, and we're working to report a capability of 1.8 million next year so we can advance that packer and get back to work out there. Making a lot of good progress with the commanders in the field with the Federal Rail Administration and some of the challenges we've had there where our civil works projects intersect with railways. I'm happy to report progress there. And then, sir, we received the Secretary's guidance on, you remember Section 162, leveraging federal infrastructure for increased water supply. And I just think, as the Secretary just said, there are many opportunities in the state of Arizona where we can put that authority to work.
General Assistant Secretary, thank you very much for your good work now, and look forward to working closely with you to advance these critically important projects in the future. I yield back.